Alrighty. Good afternoon, guys. I don't know what happened. Every time I go live, it keep putting it only like in where I can sit, which defeat the purpose of going live. I think so. I don't really know why that is an option. But hey, I'm on here by myself. I'm going to be a big boy. I'm going to challenge this thing. I'm going to get out here and I'm going to talk to you guys, to the nation. Woo! But yeah. So I just want to tell everybody hi everyone, hello everyone who's coming in. I see y'all coming. Oh, I feel famous. I got 7 people completion. But no, I'm just playing y'all. But yeah, hey Angela, to the best cousin in the whole wide world. How are you? You guys give me some hearts, some likes. Like I said, today my mom isn't here. I'm solo. Yes, I am. I'm solo. But I promise you guys, I'm going to give you the best, maybe 30 minutes to an hour. I don't know. I don't really talk long, but I'm light skinned and my mom's with Nessa, so you know, it kind of defeats the purpose. But anyways, you know how I go. I'm going to talk about don't be afraid. That's what I'm going to talk about today. But before I open up into like into my topic, someone give me, hey Kamisha, someone give me like one topic or like give me one thing that you want to, I guess, ask me and per se. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get to know my viewers. I'm trying to talk to you guys. I don't have a funny story today. I really don't, so I don't have anything to really make you guys laugh about. I'm Corey, so throughout the day, I'm pretty sure throughout this live, I'm going to make you guys laugh. Oh, get the head back on. Can't be on live TV looking a mess. But hey, let's go on into it. Oh, hold on, wait. Oh, hey Kamisha. Hey everybody. Who said hey, co-pastor? Hey Christopher. Hey, co-pastor, light skin here, pastor, co-pastor light skin here. But hey, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the topic because I see no one asked me a question, so it's kind of like no point of waiting. So, don't be afraid is the topic today, I guess. I wish my mom was here. I really do. You guys know I'm a mama's boy, the ones who do know me. So I really low key miss my mom. Give me 1 second because it's kind of hot. I'm sorry. But hey, it's cool. I'm going to get the job done. I'm going to be a big boy. And the title of this, Don't Be Afraid. So I can't be afraid to get on here without her. So, like I said, Don't Be Afraid is the topic. And to me, that hit home because I'm 24 years old and I'm afraid of a lot of stuff. I'm afraid of, a lot of people shouldn't be afraid of death, but I am. It's not that I'm afraid of death itself. I'm just afraid of how I would die. I want to die, of course, laying in bed peacefully. I don't want to get in no collision. I don't want nobody killing me, nothing like that. But I'm afraid of some things, and I think the fear. And Will Smith said it. I think Will Smith said it. Don't quote me on this, but I think he did that. Greatness lies on the other side of fear. Hey, Nikki, how are you? Y'all, that's the best stylist in the world. I love that little lady. She is the sweetest. But Will Smith said something one time before. I don't know if it was him, and if you guys know who it was, you can let me know. But he said that the great things or better things is on the other side of fear. And I think fear comes to play in a lot of situations, whether it's whether it's ourselves or, we are trying to go. I know we always talk about relationships and stuff like that. What's up? Is it hard for you being a child of a prophet? Oh, okay. So I'm going to get off the topic real quick because I have a question. And for the ones who don't know, I'm going to ask for the first 5 minutes. I didn't see nobody ask a question, so I'll continue. But for the first 5 minutes, I'm just going to answer questions, and I have one question. Natalie Davis asked, is it hard for me being a child to my mom and apostle? No. I know a lot of people would say, you're a PK and being a PK, PKs are bad and this, that, and the other. Or just if you know my mom, you just like, how you been with your mom? But my mom, you guys, they are my best friends, Natalie. They are my best friends. When I say they are my best friends, they are my best friends. It's easy. It's not hard. I think the hardest part is being held to accountability of their level when I'm not on their level in a way. So I think that's the hardest part of it all, is kind of having that same accountability, even though I don't match the qualifications of them. So I think that's the hardest part of being a PK. I think of everything of being a PK is that everyone holds us on the same level, if not there, with my parents. Another question, she said, do you think you and your siblings are looked at different? Actually, no. I think we are. I think everyone look at everybody different, Natalie. I don't necessarily think you have to. I don't think they look at us different. I don't. Only because if you know us, we're the same way outside of doors that we are in the privacy of our home. So it's kind of like an open book when it comes down to me and my family. So it's cool. I don't think, like I said, I don't get looked at different. I don't feel different. I still do the same thing your kids do, and that's all. That's how I look at it. At the end of the day, PKs get held there to get looked at like, you have to do this, you have to do that. I can't. You know what I'm saying? And I always say this. How can you expect a dog to meow like a cat if it's not a cat? You know what I'm saying? So how can you expect me to do the things of my parents when I'm not even my parents? You know what I'm saying? I'm not a preacher. I'm not an apostle. I'm just Corey. I'm a PK, So I think that's how I get through this whole thing of being a PK. It really doesn't matter to me. So I don't know. Like I said, you can't expect too much out of a PK. And like I said, that's where it's different. Exactly. Be you, and I am always that, Miss Davis. I am always that. So the question that I asked you guys earlier was, what do the phrase or the term "don't be afraid" mean to you guys? And I'm gonna give like a 2-minute period where I'm not gonna really just talk about. I'm gonna give time for people to answer the question or give me their take on what don't be afraid mean to them and how to apply. Let's see. I'm just trying to say, heard a lady say that she left her church because she broke up with the guy she was dating, who was also a member. He started dating another member. My question is, was she really committed to the church? Oh, good question. So, scratch my topic. Oh, no, I'm gonna stay to my topic. I think I'm gonna get to my topic last. But I like these questions. I like answering them. So you guys ask me questions. Ask me questions. I can answer them. So the question says, heard a lady say that she left her church because she broke up with the guy she was dating, who was also a member at the church. He started dating another member. My question, which is Miss Brown, her question is, was she really committed to the church? No. You was committed to that guy. At the end of the day, and I hate to say it, it's hard. And she could have. I'm going to say she could have, and I'm going to say she's not. You know me, I'm not going to really take a side. I'm not going to really say yay or nay. But I'm going to say nay on this one, only because, to me and my ex-girlfriend, we good ones, Miss. Exactly. So I'm going to answer that question. I have dated multiple girls when it comes down to the church house, because for some reason it's just easier to date because they go to church, they understand your schedule, they understand your life. So it's normal for you to date inside of your church, right? So I think somewhere that my question will be, was she already there? Or did she come with him? Or did she come because of him? Because, see, if she was already there and she broke up and she left the church, then to me, I kind of feel like that's that's not a good excuse to leave the church. But if he was already a member at that church and she tagged along and she can leave, I can see, yeah, she can go because reality, he brought her there. You know, she joined because of him. She was already there. Okay, so she was already there. So I think the reason why she left is because, and I'm not always down in women. Anastasia, I'm going to get to your question next. But I think she left because it's hard, you guys. It's hard. And she was in love, probably. She was in love with this guy. And it's hard having to see him every Sunday, every Wednesday, choir rehearsal, youth meeting, whatever the case is. It's hard to see him with another person. So I believe she wasn't committed to the church. I don't think, she was not committed to the church because he should not have that much power. See, and this is my argument. He made you mad. Why? Why is it that we leave the church, but we don't leave jobs? We don't leave our families. We don't leave nothing else, but you want to leave the church. Why? Because if you're messing with the CEO at your job, if you're messing with the maintenance man at your job and he broke it with you, he ain't going to quit his job because he broke it with you. Money don't got nothing to do with it. I need my money. So it need to be the same way. I need my salvation. I need my relationship with the Lord. So whether we not going to make it or not, it doesn't matter. I need my relationship with God. And if this church is where I get my blessings, where I get my food, what's the word? Nourishment. Thank you, Internet. Nourishment. If that's where I get it at, I'm not going to allow one bad worm to come in there and just take me from my rooted, from where I'm coming from. So, with that being said, I don't think she was really committed. She could have been. She was committed at first, but then dating him, somewhere she got, you know what I'm saying? And then it's probably more to that story. You know, it's a lot more. And she could have left for a good reason. So it's more to that story. I'm not going to really give my whole take a direct answer, yes or no. But I am going to just say I don't know at the moment. Get to Anastasia question. Her first question was, oh, right here. I don't think she was committed. Okay, Anastasia said I don't think she was committed. She was committed to him. If she would have stayed, she was going to feel some type of way because he was dating another woman at the church, which is correct. However, it's different, Anastasia. I'm sorry. It's different. You know, depending on what level they was on, it's probably hard to just see, you know what I'm saying, to see them or see her with somebody else. Let me see. Another question was, Anastasia, I don't think she was committed to church. Next one. With another woman she hurt. Then the next question comes, was he's messing? That's exactly what I said. Was he messing with somebody else while they was together? So I can't really give a good answer. A tree don't uproot itself, so you can't get mad. Exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said. Generalizer, that's well said. Exactly. So I'm reading y'all comments as this go. I think that's good. And when it comes, and see, that's an issue that I think we have a lot in a lot of relationships, church, is that we get so attached to the person when it comes down to church. We get attached to a person versus God. You know, and this is how I look at it. When it comes down to my leaders, my parents, they are my leaders at church and my parents at home. If they get onto me at church, they get onto me as a leader. They trying to build me. He's helping his sheep grow. You know, they're building me. So if he says something that I don't like, so what? Okay, it's cool. He's the shepherd of my soul. That's my way to heaven is through this God. God talks to him. You know what I'm saying? Talks to him to get to me. Or, you know what I'm saying? How the order goes. I don't, you know, I need to study that, but I really don't know how that flows. But I'm saying, I don't get mad at my parents, or I would never get mad at my leader and leave the church. Why? It's okay. You're going to have an altercation. You get into it with them people at that. If you work a customer service job, you get into it with them people every day. You ask them for money. You ask them to pay some payments. They cussing you out. They going off on you, but you're not leaving them. You're not leaving that job because, once again, that's your money. That's your livelihood. I think somewhere you need to say the same thing when it comes down to church and God. It needs to become a livelihood. You know, that same way that you run after that money, run after God, run after that, after salvation, run after, hey, this is what I want. This is what I need. Just like you need that money, need God, you know. So when times do come like that, she should have just turned to God and was like, God, okay, what do I do? And let God handle it. You know what I'm saying? Versus you taking the matter to your own hand and leaving that church. What if you missed your season? What if you missed your time? What if you uprooted too soon? You know, sometimes you can get a fruit. You know what I'm saying? You get a fruit, and sometimes the fruit be you get it too soon, it be too sour, and it wasn't ready, it wasn't prepared. So it dies, just like a puppy. If a puppy comes out early and he wasn't prepared, the mom kills it because it wasn't prepared. You know, it still have to grow and it needs all its food. It needs the Bible, it needs the prayer, it needs the Wednesday night service. It needs all of that. So I think it needs to come. You need to make it in your mind when it comes down to church and God, the same way that you do at work. You go to work every day. You don't miss work. Some of y'all got perfect work. Ain't miss work, but I promise you, you don't miss church. You know, and you ain't paid your tithes, but you gonna pay that car note. Because I make sure I pay my car note, but I also make sure I pay my tithe. So what I'm saying, the same way that we chase after other stuff, after worldly possessions, after worldly things, materialistic things, do the same way with the man who holds our life in the stakes of his hand. Like, he holds our life in his hand. Remember he got the whole world in his hand. God can just, and you gone. So don't be so quick to chase that money and then you don't realize God and what he got for you, because you gonna miss out. And that's the title of my thing. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to get out there. And I'm going to give a little testimony you know what I'm saying, about why I'm saying don't be afraid and where it came from. But don't be afraid to say, look, this is what I stand for. I stand for God. I believe in God. I stand for what is right. I stand for that. So don't be afraid to say that. Don't be afraid to express that. In a case like this, don't be afraid. So a lot of y'all know, and I say every once in a while, I'm a wardrobe stylist, known by Uniquely Styled by LC. Hold on. What about when God says your season is up, but you too attached to the church? Once again, I answered that question, Samantha, and I'm going to answer it, and I'm not going to be rude. Once again, if God is speaking, first of all, why is your church above God? Isn't that a part of a commandment? You should not have no other gods before me. And if you are making your church an idol, if God say move and you don't move, then you just blocked all your blessings because you decided not to move, because you too attached to the church. You too attached to the people there. You don't want to lose a relationship there. You don't want to. But it's not about you. It's about what God said. And if God told you to move, then you got to move. You got to move. Look here, Pastor. I'm sorry. Do it right. Do it correct. And if God said move, really hear if it's God. Really, really listen. Really listen if it's God, because sometimes that could be the devil too. You know, it could be a lot going on, and he could be like, you need to move around. But so really pray and say, God, is this you saying, hey, I need to move? Because I feel like I get my food. I feel like I get my blessings. You know, I can harvest here at this church. So you need to ask yourself, Samantha, you need to pray about it. I'm be transparent as possible. I don't have the best prayer life. And I know if God answers my prayers, he can answer your prayers. So you might just need to pray and say, hey, look, God, this is what it is. I'm bad. I need to know if this is you. If you was telling me to move from this place. And if he is, then move. Move around. You know what I'm saying? So back to my thing, don't be afraid. The reason why I picked this title is because internet shut that down. Is because I deal with that a lot. I think a lot of my blessings have passed me because I was afraid to take that step, or I was afraid of what if. And even though people say if is a two-letter word, that has so much meaning, because if you're so used to a steady income, or you're so used to a set schedule, that if, I don't need an if. I need to know. I need to know that this is what's going to happen. So don't be afraid to just take that step into that if. And what if it just work? What if everything goes perfect? What if you conquer, you make it? What if you do all those things? But I think because we're afraid of what people might think or what people may say or how people may look at us, I think we tend to be afraid a little bit, and it knock us off or it get us off the sense of direction or our goals in life. I think sometimes to get to some of our goals, we have to be able to take that leap of faith. I'm a wardrobe stylist, guys, and I'm gonna be transparent as possible. When I first started this, I was my feet hit the ground running. I was running. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to do. But I allowed so much of, are you sure this is what you want to do? Or I allow my job to take away from my goals. And I remember me saying at work, man, my job is just pulling me from my goals. It's snatching me from my dreams. You know what I'm saying? Like, I work so much, I don't have time to do it. And I remember my friend saying, well, why don't you just step out on faith and, do it? And I was like, what? I was like, nah, I can't do that. I was like, what if? You know what I'm saying? What? I got a car note. I got rent. You know what I'm saying? I got cell phone bill. I got this lifestyle that I done built up. Okay, hold on. Let me Anastasia, give me 1 second to answer. Let me finish what I'm finishing. I'm gonna answer Anastasia's question. So when save our questions for last. So if you guys wanted to just like come back, I'm gonna answer that question. My fact, wait, let me see. Okay. Now, give me a second. So I have a situation. I have a friend who goes to church every Sunday, goes to Bible study, faithfully member. She comes to me when she's going through at times asking what should she do. She went to the church, gave her testimony, but after that she said the people were looking at her a certain way and talking about her. Every time she goes up for prayer, she says she could hear them talking about her. Oh, I like this. So she stopped going. I told her not to worry what the next person says, but I feel like she doesn't want to take what I say because I'm her friend. What else can I tell her so she won't feel that way, especially in church? Alrighty, that's a good question, Anastasia. That's a great question, actually. And in that sense, or in that scenario, God loves our transparency. Exactly. And I'm going to answer Anastasia's question when I get through talking about don't be afraid. So, and I want to stay on topic. And I want to do this because I want to get us in order. So I want to stay on topic, and I'm going to get to questions in a minute and say, so hold that question. That's a good question. I have a solution for it. But being afraid, like I said, can keep us from a lot of things. So like I said, I'm going to be open. I just started this faith walk with styling probably, I'd say about 4 years. It took me a long time to accept the fact that I'm a male and I love fashion. I used to think, oh, that's not manly enough. People are going to talk about me. I'm already getting talked about enough. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to add too much to my plate. So I wound up going to school for something that I didn't even want to go to school for, which was business administration, because I feel like, hey, everybody got to have a business degree. So I went to school for business administration. I'm doing all those things. I'm doing right. I'm going to school. But I remember just every morning waking up not feeling the urge to go, to not, like, you know what I'm saying, not feeling the urge of like, oh my God, I really don't want to go to this class. And that's when I really knew, like, okay, I don't want to do business. So I picked up photography because I'm saying to myself, look, I could use photography to go work in the fashion world. Want nobody talk about me because, hey, look, it's always male photographers. Mind you, I did not know. Also, I was too afraid to research about styling and about it because I was afraid to know what was out there. So I remember just, and I'm going to go real fast. I remember just that year in Nevada, I took a semester off. Then I went back to Nevada. I said, you know what? I'm gonna take up general studies just to have a degree, just to have something behind me. I'm gonna take up general studies. That's not what I want. I didn't want to do that. So I'll say about 3 years ago, I was like, you know what? I'm really gonna get this dressing thing a run for his money. I'm really gonna be what I'm gonna do what it do. And who actually woke that up was my friend Jonay. At the time we was dating, and I used to dress her all the time. So she kind of just helped me out, kind of like woke that gift or that passion back up inside of me. It was already there, but I understood at that time that, hey, you know, she liked me, and at that time I don't care. That's my girlfriend. As long as my girlfriend liked me, I'm gonna do it. And I started doing it. So a year went good. I was doing good. I had I was marketing myself out there. I was putting myself out there. And I did a first fashion show in October. Thank you, Miss reeeealllll, if you ever watched this video. And everybody was like, woo, 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 woo. But what happened? I dropped. It was just like a memory. Like, literally, that was like a memory like that. After doing all that, I remember having clients inboxing me, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? But I was at work, or I just couldn't do it, And I remember, and I always tell people this, and I posted this on my Facebook one time before, it's so hard to it's so easy to be there for others and give other people advice, but it's hard to use that same advice that you give others on your own self. So it was hard for me to apply what I said to others to my own life and to help me, because I'm wanting them, live by your dreams, go to school, do this and do that. But what woke that up, woke that fear or that courage up, not fear, but what woke courage up was when my teacher, I said this on my last video, he said this one question: if money wasn't the option of success, how would you make it in life? Meaning, if money wasn't an option, you went to school, you only made money, or you only made a living off of your passion. So what would you do? I said I would do fashion, because at the end of the day, no matter how much money I bring in, I'm going to love it because I'm doing my passion. Just like a hairstylist. They money go up and down, but they don't care because that's their passion. That's their heart. And I think we allow fear that's real good. A lot of people depending on money for everything. And that's true. And it's not that, because this is my thing. If I have a client and I'm only bringing in good advice, man, God. Thank you. If I have, and that's great what they saying, because money cannot be your motivation. And I tell people that. You can't say, I want to be an NFL because I want all this money. I want to be a doctor because I want all this money. I want to be this because I want all this money. No, I want to become a lawyer because I want to make a difference. I want to become an NFL player because I want to help my family out. I want to be somebody. I want to make, you know what I'm saying? I want to live out a dream. I always tell people, you go to school for football, have another backup plan. Football, didn't have another. There you go. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just continue to live in that fear of money. Money is a fear. That's a fear, because we are afraid, and this is helping me as I talk to you guys, because we are afraid to say, I cannot leave my corporate job and step out on my passion and on my faith and on my love and do this. Bye, baby. You know what I'm saying? I can't afford to, because I'm afraid I might lose it all. What if I don't have enough money? That's everybody's first question to every situation, to every problem, is what if we don't have enough money? Where is the money coming from? How are we going to do it? The same way you've been doing it. If you help it. And it's only because I'm a big person. You guys, I'm nobody. I'm just a simple guy who just try to help the next person. Did not live or not sleep on their passion. And I tell people, and this is so transparent, if you want to be out there, you want to do wrong. This is my thing. If you want to get out there and do wrong, you cannot do wrong and expect for right to follow it, because right do not follow wrong. Wrong follow wrong and right follow right at the end of the day. And it was so hard. I had that same problem. Didn't want to leave my job because I didn't think I was going to bring in a lot of clients, but I know faith is hard. I have trust in God. Exactly. And this is my thing. And then Stasia, that's perfect. She says something. She says when she started trusting God. See, fear, trust, God, all them things. God says, I. This is how I think my God works. If I put you on this earth and if I put it in your head to do it, if fear pop up, do you not think God is going to give you the strength to get through that fear? God is going to give you the route. He's going to give you the direction. He's going to give you the strength that you're going to need to get through that. Do you not think that? So why is it that, and this is helping me as I talk, because I have a fear, guys. I did not want to leave my hotel job. I did not. I didn't want to leave it. And after I said those words, you guys, I said the job is taken from me. It's taking my dreams. I said those words. I kid you not, 2 weeks later on a Tuesday, I got fired. I got fired from my job, which now puts me in a place of what I'm like, what to do. What to do. What I thought I needed, what I thought, I don't have it no more. You know what I'm saying? That's good, Sam. I don't have it anymore. My job fired me over dress code. My first offense, dress code, fired me. Been there for almost a year next month. They fired me over something so little. And I'm telling my testimony, I'm letting you guys know how fear held me from so many opportunities in life. Fear and being afraid kept me from being, like, I could be somebody great. I could be somebody great right now, but fear allowed me to, I missed out on girlfriends. I missed out on friendships. I missed out on trips. I missed out on schooling wise because of fear of what others thought, what I felt like people were gonna look at me. At the end of the day, fear is, you only develop fear because of what people put into you, or what, you know what I'm saying, what people oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, connection fell. Fear is being afraid and can keep fear and being afraid can keep you from what God has for you. Exactly. I was just building up to say that. And I'm sorry, guys. And I have less views, I guess, because I'm not being funny, and I guess I'm talking real. I don't know. But I'm just gonna talk to the ones who's on here. And hey. But look, and that's right, Anastasia. Fear can keep you from a lot, and it can miss you out on what God has, because sometimes we be like, I want to leave this job, but what if God's saying, hey, I need you to move around? If you just move out the way, I promise you I can just take you in my palm of my hand. I can take you. I can lead you. I can give you land full of milk and honey. I can give you, you know what I'm saying, a road paved with gold. I can give you those things. I can give you the endless bank account of money. And I feel like, and I hate this saying. And I do. This is my opinion when I say this. I hate when people say we should not worry about what's here because our reward is in heaven. I do not believe God made us to struggle here on earth just for us to be all right in heaven. I don't think that's right. And that's my opinion. That's what I think. Samantha says, fear of failure can also prevent you from moving forward. It paralyzes growth. Exactly. The fear keeps you from a lot of stuff. It does. And like I said, when I got fired on a Tuesday, that Wednesday, I woke up and I said, all right, something got to give. And I applied for this job. I seen a post on Facebook, and I'm telling you guys what fear is, because this is what happened to me and how I'm slowly overcoming in fear. I'm sorry. I have the hiccups. But fear kept me in a place where I missed a lot of opportunities. And this one opportunity I'm getting ready to tell you guys, I would have missed it if I was still at work. And also I would have missed it because of the fear of my workplace. One of my friends posted a status. He's a stylist. He knows connections, and he posted a status about a job offer working for a big name company called Don Murphy. Look at God. See, right there. I'm getting ready to tell you. See, I'm sorry, Anastasia. And that's good though. It's good to have great word like that or great testament like that because y'all fear kept me from. I applied for my job. I got fired on a Tuesday. I applied for this. I seen this post. You guys, I was assistant manager making $9.25 an hour, and you mean to tell me I was fighting for a job for $9.25? But at that time, that $9.25 took care of my life. I didn't. It was always there. I could guarantee that check every 2 weeks. I could guarantee that check every 2 weeks hit my account. I could guarantee. It didn't matter. I built my life around this 925. The fear of 925. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's just so heart aching or so upsetting when I hear people say they didn't do nothing because they was afraid of something. Or they didn't live out their dreams, or I didn't want to become this. And I don't know why. You know, why do you not want that? You allow fear to block us. We kept fear from, you know what I'm saying? We kept fear from everything. And I'm reading these questions. I'm about to tell you guys what God did for me and how I am currently overcoming my fear because I still have a fear to finish it. But I applied for this job called Don Murphy. Don Murphy is a high-end thrift store. Thrift store. I'd have lied. Lord. Don Murphy is a high-end suit store. I'm sorry, I looked on my phone and I got an email. But it's a high-end suit store that deal with high-end on the A-list celebrities. You know, they have you can make suits I can stitch a suit up like myself. I can customize your suit towards your body, towards your liking. The cheapest suit is $1,500. Just check this out real quick. I went from making $9.25, right? And this job is commission, you know, and I applied for it, and it was hourly plus commission. I applied for it. I said, Corey, you're just going to take a fade. I'm just going to do it. I remember telling my best friend, Chris, I was going to do it and all this stuff. And I did it. Applied for it. Went to the interview that Friday. He was like, hey, I'm going to email you Monday, which was this past Monday. Monday came. I didn't get an email. So I got to begin to worry. I began to question myself because I'm like, man, did I not get the job? Like, you know, I'm like, now I'm almost sad because I want this job. And Tuesday came around. I said, let me call. I called him. I emailed him. Then he called me. He said, hey, Corey. And we was talking back and forth. He says, and this is how I overcame my fear, because if I would have stayed in this fear at 925, I would have missed out on this opportunity I'm getting ready to tell you guys on. He said, well, hey, Corey. I said, hi, how are you? He said, well, this is what's up. I didn't get back with you on Monday because we forgot MegaFest was in town. And we forgot that we needed to take care of stuff. Correct. And he was like, but no, the styling position haven't been filled. And no, you didn't get that position. And immediately my attitude I was sad. I was like, man. I was about to cry and everything. And I remember I was like, what? I'm sitting on that thing. He was talking to me. And I was letting him talk. And he said something else. He said, I found something else. He said, I think it's going to be more beneficial for you. He said, we have an intern position. You still get your 23% commission off of what you do. We pay for all your training that you need. We give you all your skills that you would need to go out in the field, and it still allow you to work on Uniquely Styled by LC. So, making a long story short, when he told me that I got the intern position, my mode changed. I was upset. I was sad. Because I was like, man, I wanted that position. Mind you, once again, being in fear, I wanted that position, not knowing what God had for me at the end. I told my best friend, Chris, he told me this right here. He says, bro, what if God fired you from your job to give you this position. He said, because if you was at work, you'd be working 11, 12 hours a day. You would have missed out on this one opportunity. You would have missed out on it because of fear. I stayed at work and I missed out on an opportunity. Well, then now I feared that I didn't get this position, that I'm not going to do right, because now I'm sad. I done got saddened because of the fact that my source of income have changed now. And then the position I applied for, I didn't get it. So I was all down yesterday. I was started looking for job applications again. And I text Chris, and I told my homeboy Chris what's happened. I text my mom, and my mom and Chris would say the exact same thing. They was like, you can't be afraid, man. He was like, I know you can live off of commission. He said the way that you encounter with people, the way that you interact with folks. And then he said one thing that just took my attention. He says, in the anointing that God has on you, man, I know you got it. And this is what he texts me, if I can find it as I talk. He would text me something, and it helped me out, you guys. It really did, because I feel like fear kept me bound in my 925 box. And I feel like once we overcome fear, and like I overcame that fear of saying, hey, I can leave. I overcame that fear of being dependent on my job because I got fired. So that fear, or that sense of depending on a job, is now gone. So now I don't have a fear that part no more. What is it? Fear will have you thinking all you worth is not. Exactly, Anastasia. And you said something right there. Fear will have me that I only thought I was worth $925, and that's what I was building up when I said the suit is $1,500. And I broke that math, and this is to help you out. My worth of $925. I didn't know my worth was greater than $925 until he broke this down. He said a suit is $1,500. It's just a basic suit. He said 23% of $1,500 is $350. You guys, that's $350 a suit that I can make off of one suit one day. And if I did the math. If I sold a suit a day for $1,500, I make $1,795 a week. Do you not understand? Fear kept me at 1925, but when I overcame fear, when I stepped out of fear, when I finally said, look, this is not what I'm worth way more. I was applying for jobs at retail, hotels, but I was like, Lord, I want to work in fashion. This is what I want. And fear of 925, the fear it kept me there. It kept me in that one spot, you guys. And that's why I want you guys to understand, you do not have to be afraid no more. Don't be afraid, because being afraid keeps you limited. It keeps you in a limited box. You are only limited what you're not afraid of. How do you not know? Fear will also have you standing at the door that God wants you. Exactly. Fear, and that exactly in Anastasia said, fear will have you standing at the door. Will have you standing at the door that God wants you with. And see, that's what happened. The fear of leaving that job, I missed out on one opportunity. And I'm gonna tell you, I missed out on one opportunity. I missed out on because the fear of wanting to stay at work. I missed out on a second opportunity. And y'all know 3 times is a charm. I missed out on a second opportunity because of work. I was afraid to step out. That third time, I guess God said, nah, partner, you ain't finna miss this chance. And he fired me. And I had no other choice but to fill out this application. I had no other choice but to rely on God now. And I think once we replace fear with God, and that's what I want a lot of people to do, replace your fear with God. If you saying, I'm afraid of this, say, God, I'm afraid of this, and let God give you the strength to overcome it. Not, I'm afraid. No, God, I'm afraid of this. You know, God, I have a fear of this. God, help me overcome this fear. God, help me overcome this. You know, and I think once we replace fear with God and allow God to really do what he's supposed to do and not what we want him to do, that's when our blessings would just start raining down, man. And the Bible says, And I don't proclaim to be no preacher. I don't try to be nobody. I know my verse that helps me. I know what helps me. And it's one that he said is that a lot of, that I love. I love the scripture. And it says, God will give you out blessings that you can't, that you do not have room for. He will make men pour out into your bosom. He will give you what you need. He will give you, and that little thing, you guys, that little scripture helps me a lot. Because at the end of the day, I live by that scripture. My blessing comes from the Lord. It don't come from people. So being afraid of what people think should not be on my mind. That fear should not be there. It shouldn't. And I'm getting ready to end because I still got to answer questions. I'm going to take the last 10 minutes to kind of just ask questions and to answer questions and to give you guys feedback. There's not a lot of viewers on today. I'm pretty sure because of the Mega Fest as well. And I don't know. When you speak right, most people don't really want to listen. So, like I said, when things happen like that, you do not have to necessarily say, well, look, I'm afraid and I'm not going to do it. Because, like Anastasia said, fear will keep you in bondage. Fear will keep you held bound. Fear will keep you in relationships. Fear will keep you in bad relationships. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you got. And you're welcome, Miss Davis. That's what the purpose of this video that I wanted you guys to understand is that you do not have to live in fear. Just like God, he had to fire me. You know what I'm saying? Because my fear was so bad. The fear to trust him was so surreal. You know, it was so just not there. The fear to trust him. Like, I had that fear, just say, look here, God. Here, I feared that, man, because I knew God could do it, but I just feared it because even though I'm so used to, like I said, a schedule, I'm so used to saying boom, 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 I get paid here, my car due on the 20th, rent due on the 5th, phone would due on the 16th. So now, God, I don't have no plans. I don't have nothing left. Like, what do I do? What do I do? And that's when he was like, look, if you put me in the place of your fear, I promise you, you'll be okay. And y'all, I've been good. My car note still got paid on the 20th after I got fired. You know what I'm saying? Still got paid. Rent still get taken care of on the 5th. And I still get to work at the job that I want. I get to work in a career, not a job now. See, fear kept me at a job. It kept me there. And when I stepped out of fear and I stepped over fear, it put me into a career now. You know what I'm saying? So I think, like a lot of people said, our fear keeps us in places and in bad situations. You know what I'm saying? Fear does. It keeps us there. And until we realize that, hey, fear is not going to be a part of my daily life. I'm not going to fear nothing. I'm going to put it all in God's hand, and I'm going to make it work, you know. And that's why I said, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid no more. Get out there. You want to be a gardener? Hey, go garden. You want to be a singer? Go sing. You want to ballet? Go ballet. You want to do something grand? Do something grand. Do it. Do it. Always remember, though, I tell people, when you do something, you do it at your best and you do it with God. You and God, it can't go wrong. But when you do you and somebody else, see, when you do you and Pokey messed up the car. But when you do you and God, God gave you a brand new car. You know what I'm saying? So you don't start depending on God, not men, you know. So I'm getting ready to get ready. I'm finished talking actually about fear. I'm going back to answer some questions. And like I said, you guys, this is my first time by myself. I think I did pretty good. I didn't have a lot of views. Like I said, it could be because of Mega Fest, and it could just be because I'm by myself. Well, a lot of people just don't like me like I thought they did. All right, I don't care. Yeah, you know. But Anastasia asked a question. She said she had a problem with the church and with Anastasia. This is to answer your question. about the young lady. And for the ones who don't know, Anastasia gave us a scenario of an issue that she had. But I'm sorry, y'all. My sock is falling off my foot. But she said that her friend, she has a friend who feels as though the church is turning her, the church was talking about her. She went to the church and she gave her testimony to the church. And she felt like the church was talking about her. And she felt as though the church wasn't listening. And this is my thing. This is my thing about that, Anastasia. When it came to the young lady giving her testimony, we have to be careful what we put out there. Even though it's a testimony to us, most people not going to look. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm moving a lot because I'm trying to put my sock on. Most people aren't going to look at that as a testimony. You know what I'm saying? They're going to look at, if you get up there and say, oh, I thank God that he delivered me from crack cocaine and he did this, he delivered me from that. People now going to put you in that category, you know? And I'm not saying she should not give her testimony, but there's a timing and a place for everything. And I really wish she would not have left because of what people did, because they talked about Jesus. And Jesus didn't stop doing what he did. You know what I'm saying? They talked about Peter. Peter was the baddest one. Cut your ear off and keep on going. So they talked about, he did a lot. You know what I'm saying? You got wrong. Some of our pastors, they tell us their testimonies, but we still there. We look past that. And I think if she would have just looked past what a lot of people was saying about her, she wouldn't have left the church. And you can tell her this, Anastasia. This is, if she was my friend, I would tell her these exact words. Even though she was hurt by the people, and just listen, even though she was hurt by the people at the church, the people aren't or isn't who she should be worried about. You know, the people isn't waking you up every morning. The people don't give you breath. You know what I'm saying? The people that we leave the church behind all the time, because she's not the only one. A lot of people leave the church because of people. But my question is, were you ever committed to the church? Or where do your relationship with God come to play? Because people talk about everybody, but what do you answer to? What do you know what I'm saying? What are you doing about it? You can't stop people from talking about you. And for you to, I will argue that if it's a reason to leave, right, or were you committed to the people? Exactly. Were you committed to the people and you was afraid that this lifestyle that we have portrayed in church that we live in, now since you gave your testimony of how you became into that lifestyle, people now judge you off of your past. And that's my thing. A lot of people shouldn't know your testimony. A lot of people shouldn't. You shouldn't get. That's why I like the fact that testimony service is still there, but it's not there in some churches, because everybody don't pray. Everybody don't believe in you. And I'm sorry to say, the church is filled with people who don't believe in you. Even though these people don't believe in you, they all in the same place. They all need help. It's just like being in a mental hospital. They all in there for one reason, and that's to get healed. They're there to get help. They're there to seek help. So you think them mental folks gonna be mad at little Mary if Mary found out that the reason why Keisha here, because Keisha cut her wrist? Keisha, you know what I'm saying? And you also have to watch who. Exactly, you have to do that. You have to watch who pray for you too, because back to what I'm saying, when you look at it, back to that mental thing, my thing. They're not worried about why she cut her arm. We all in here for help. Those people are not the same spiritual level. Exactly, to accept the testimony, spiritual over. Exactly. And then it says that everybody's not praying for you, they're praying against you. Exactly. And that's a lot. That's in a lot. That's in many cases. That's why a lot of people didn't know I had a new car. I pull up today, like, oh, this your new car. When you get it? October of last year. What? You didn't post it on Facebook? You didn't tell? For what? Because everybody won't be proud. Everybody won't be excited. Everybody gonna. You got that. In every good there is a bad, and somebody's there praying against it. And this is my thing. Learn when to and when not to speak, if that makes sense. There's a season, there's a time when to say, hey, the Lord did this. Because, see, I didn't go in detail with mine. I just told y'all what he did for me. He already did it. He has already done. It's already in play. And everything ain't meant to go on Facebook. Exactly. Hey, Doc, what's up, Elder? How are you? But, yeah, you have to be, how can I say it? You have to be careful who you allow in your blessing zone, if that makes sense. Because some people aren't there to help you pick up your blessings. Some people are there to snatch your blessings away. So you have to be careful who you put there in that zone or in that box of hooray, hooray, I'm there for you. That's why I don't invite everybody to social gatherings, because some people are just there just to be there, you know. So be careful. And I tell her and say, just tell her, don't be mad at the people. And ask her, all right, little bestie, were you there for God or were you there for the people? Because if you was there for God, you need to go back. Because until you go back, your life won't get right. Because your assignment is at that church. Your blessings is at that church. And if you keep going from one church to the next church, you move from one place to one place. God said, I gave you your blessing at that church. So when I sent it down, I sent it to that. You know if that makes sense? I blessed you where you was at. And my mom and them always say this. Get your blessings where you spend your time at. And see, a lot of people can't get blessings because they're too busy spending their time at everybody else's church. Sit down somewhere and get your church home. Learn. Everybody not on assignment. Some people just there. I'm at church because I need church. I'm not on there for I'm not at church for assignment. I don't even know what my assignment is for at church. I just go to church because I have no agenda. There's nothing. I go to church to go to church. That's all. That's it. I go to church to get a relationship with God. Stop church hopping because you don't like one person. Stop leaving that. Stop leaving your cover. Stop leaving the protection. We have 3 minutes, and I said I was going to stay about an hour. So these last couple of minutes, anybody got some questions, or you got something you want to ask me? You know, we can talk for a little bit. Great. Focus, love it. Thank you. And that's my thing. I don't preach to nobody, guys. I don't. I get up there. I prefer to motivate you. I prefer to help you deal with your issue by addressing your issues. We have issues. That's our issue in the Black community, and I'm sorry to say the African American community. We do too much. What stay at home, what goes on at home, stay at home. When that's not the case, we need help. And until African Americans address the issue and stop blaming everybody else for their issues and take responsibility and take accountability for their own mistakes, their own action, we'll always be stagnated in the situation that we're in. We'll always be in the position that we're in. We'll always be in that level that you know what I'm saying? We'll always be there. That's where we'll be at. And until we can finally say, okay, look, I don't care no more. I'm here for God. I have an issue. Until we can say this right here. Hi, my name is Corey, and I have an issue. Until we can say stuff like that, then we can't fix an issue. How do you have an issue if you can't have a solution? There's an issue. You got a problem, now solve it. There's a problem, now solve it. There's an issue, now solve it. You know, so I think once, and that's how. And I appreciate everybody who say, "Well, hey, I love Corey. I appreciate the time, and you did good." I appreciate that, because I do this just to motivate you guys, just to put a sense of funniness on here. Next week, tomorrow, sorry, this week. Tomorrow we'll be back, same time. I think I'm gonna do something different tomorrow. I think I'm gonna do something more fun. So give me like fun topics, guys. I only had like 2 topics. My inbox is empty, so y'all inbox me some topics. Give me something to talk about. Let's have a discussion. I prefer discussions versus me talking like I did. I prefer your feedback. I prefer a lot. So just next time, just say, hey, send an inbox. This is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about PKs, the life of a PK. That's what I really want to talk about. I really want to discuss the tax or not the struggle to feel accepted in not only the world but the Christian world as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I really want to talk about, because I think even though I'm a PK and I still say I do what I want to do, it's still hard to. Everybody want to feel accepted, and it's hard when you feel like you're not accepted in this field or this field. So I think as a PK, I want to talk about that one day. So hey, you guys give me topics, but I'm getting ready to go. I hope you guys enjoyed me. I didn't have a lot of views, like I said. Get at me. Follow me on Facebook at Corey Colton. Instagram, simply _guy_Corey. Snapchat, you're not allowed to follow me on unless you have it. That's just my 1 ounce of freedom. I'm going to make a Snapchat for me and my mom. But you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Other than that, you guys have a terrific day. Remember the 3 B's. Be great, be kind, and be tolerant. Be great, be kind, and be tolerant. Remember the 3 B's. Be great, be kind, and be tolerant. You guys have a terrific day, all right?